Oh, Hannah. Okay.
Already?
I was like, wait, these people,
Don't
I'm not
do
even
it.
sure they like each other. They're getting
know.
matching tattoos. Please don't do that. Hello.
Hi.
This is membriash. I'm Ashley.
I'm Mitch.
And we are watching Love is Blind Argentina, episode 4.
Yeah. The pods were horrible at the end.
Yeah, that sucked.
That sucked. It's wild to me because of how good it felt like it started. And then we started hearing from Argentinians that there's a lot of slang, and some people are super like, wow, the kind of like language and vibe of Santiago gives kind of aggressive. And that terminology thing, people very much affirmed that he's speaking more negatively to Emmy in that first episode than a lot of outsiders realized. And it's largely because of the use of slang that has a lot of heavy implications and nuance that you wouldn't know unless you were a Spanish speaker or an Argentinian.
I feel like, personally, with as much money as Netflix makes on these Love is Blinds, they should be hiring translators that are from the places that they're, like, in. And we should be getting better, like, subtitling and dubbing translations. Because what we got and then what people are telling us was actually said are, like, miles apart, and it does make a pretty big difference.
They said the same about like pretty much everybody though too, not necessarily like the Santiago vibe, just like the slang everywhere. Translations are hard to get in this, so we do value y'all like calling that stuff out, and we'll continue to react to what we see, but then we can adjust our expectations from episode to episode, and we are putting a lot of trust in you to tell us what this stuff actually is being said.
It just does suck a little bit, right? Like, I know translations can't be perfect, but something like that, the one with Santiago being like him being translated to say that's shitty in like the US, that's no big deal. Like, you can say that's shitty to what we say that to each other all the time. That's a lot different than the context that people were saying that it actually is, which is like, you know, that's like deceitful, or that's like awful or bitchy or whatever.
Cruel.
I mean, cruel,
it was like some
right?
of the terms we saw.
That's like a totally different thing, and to me, I feel like some of that is just, it's just unacceptable on Netflix's part, honestly.
If there are other comments from Argentina where people are giving us context that we've missed, we'll definitely try and pin those. I did that last time, so if there's like something that's really major for understanding what's happening, we'll pin that. It'll be on the top, or I'll heart comments is pretty much how I handle it. So please feel free to correct us and give us the context that we're missing as we go. I really appreciate that from y'all.
Yeah, we love the amount of engagement that people are getting, and like the extra support that people are providing in the comments is super, super helpful.
Oh, sorry.
It makes watching the show more interesting.
I agree. And I feel like you and I come here to like learn as much as we do be entertained.
Yeah,
and
for
sure. It feels that way from a lot. I saw other people being like, oh, I'm going to go check the comments out and see like what I'm missing. Yeah. It feels like a learning space. And it's not by accident probably, because I used to be a teacher, and you were too at one point. You were a professor. Yeah. But it's just kind of our vibe too. And I think that's the feeling we can try and continue as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we hop in?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're going honeymoons.
I'm excited for this because I feel like there's gonna be. I feel stuff coming. I just feel it.
Did you know that we had a fight on one of our dates? She insulted me and yelled at me.
But I didn't know it got spicy.
It got heated.
He's talking about Augustina.
Yeah, because she talked to Augustina when she came back to the women's area.
Yeah.
And it was different because she obviously wasn't like, hey, I just insulted the person that you're gonna get engaged to.
Yeah.
It's the first night of many we'll be spending together, and we have plenty of time.
The comment said the sex cams aren't too crazy, but they're definitely hot, or heated or whatever. So
I'm not ready.
Sex cams.
I'm so prudish when I'm watching the show. I love that people are having sex. I just like, I don't like it when it feels like I'm like a weird little fly on the wall, like watching them.
Yeah, like the paranormal effect.
Yeah.
Like you're like a ghost.
Right? It's like paranormal activity.
Yeah.
I'm dying to discover new things about Robert that I don't know about yet.
His partner describing Robert as shy. I wonder if some of him coming off like an asshole is that, because I remember I was like pretty shy and self-conscious,
and people thought you were
when
mean.
I was younger.
Yeah.
And I literally got called a bitch by someone once, and I was just intimidated by them, so I wasn't talking very much, and they took that to mean that I was like
better than them.
Yeah, that I thought I was better than them, and it was the complete opposite.
You were like, I want to make a good impression, and then you were like traumatized after that.
I was so sad then.
Because you're like really gentle.
And I really looked up to the person.
You did, yeah, for years before you even talked to her, because you just knew about her in school and stuff.
Yeah.
It caught my attention when she said she struggled with expressing herself, expressing love. I'd really like to understand her more in that regard.
Got major red flags just from the previews for him, but not even red flags, just
I think I'm not gonna like him.
If you aren't ready to accept me for who I am, there's the door to the past.
That does not seem like a very sensitive way to approach somebody. What? Is that bittersweet? It seems more just bitter.
It does seem just better.
Yeah.
I think that being able to trust your partner completely is the key to having a loving relationship.
I mean, I agree with that. She doesn't seem as affected by it, but that's the other thing is we're trying to read people off of their statements and their vibe on screen, but
I'm having major red flags with him.
Yeah.
In this relationship.
Why am I all the way over here? I'm just hanging out with the plants.
You're subconsciously trying to hide, girl.
I was thinking about the previous seasons and how the men are just like incredibly disappointing, even in the like favored couples. I have a lot of problems with a lot of the men from Love Is Blind,
including a lot of y'all's favorites.
Yeah, I do.
We're gonna name names right now. We can't go there.
We're not opening
we've
that
got
can of
we've
worms.
got knowledge.
But yeah, it's like it's tough because even the men that like show up well on the show and like are in the happy relationships, like some of them, man, they're not great.
I know,
they're not great.
Yeah.
We get along and maybe it's that easy, but there could be another step to take on the horizon. Who knows?
So far, so good though with them.
Yeah, so far so good. Also, I think sometimes it's like because the men show up so poorly, there are actually a couple people that get a hard time that I don't think are actually like bad for their partners at all.
Because everybody's afraid.
Yeah.
Because you see a pattern and you get afraid.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like all of us have red flags. So
yeah. Sometimes it's about like your flags matching.
Yes.
Or being complimentary.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, because everybody has red flags.
Because you and I have talked about that before. Like, I think a big capacity of, like, love and being able to be in a relationship is, like, accepting the types of mistakes that your partner makes and accepting the types of red flags they have, because none of us are perfect.
Yeah.
It's freezing. Nice place for a picnic, right?
Oh, that's a cool date.
That is cool. Minus it being cold in there, probably, because if the water's cold, that whole area is probably a little chilly.
Tom and Florfy are now my number one couple.
I heard a lot of people say Tom and Florfy.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling pretty good about them at the moment.
I feel good about them too.
If it's not Santiago and Emmy, especially with the knowledge that we have now, Tom and Florfy have to be it.
Their vibes are just, he did a good job picking her. Because I think that with Florencia, he would have not enjoyed like her jealousy and some of that about her, and Florfy is so low-key.
She is.
It matches so well with him.
Yeah, she just seems like super happy. She's hugging him, and he seems like really supportive and complimentary, and I don't know, it seems nice.
They look like they've been together forever.
Yeah.
Here's to you putting in a little more effort for me since I've done most of the work so far.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's not a good start for the two of them.
Once I get more comfortable, I think you'll be asking me to back off.
Well, he's taking it well. Because if she has been doing all the work, like, maybe that's kind of fair, right? Or is it not the best way to approach it?
I mean, he obviously wasn't offended by it.
He wasn't offended. He was like, you're gonna be telling me to back off at one point. That's, I mean, I don't know.
I think that's kind of fair because I think like certain people can be maybe a little cold at first because he just needs to like be more comfortable.
That could be it. Well, again, the introvert thing. Makes sense.
And he clearly thinks she's beautiful. Yeah. So.
He seems happy.
Yeah.
He's just not as intense as some people.
He might be a little intimidated by her.
Today I'm offering some henna tattoos. Would you like to have a look?
Let's see.
Are they getting matching tattoos?
Henna.
Oh, henna. Okay.
Already?
I was like, wait, these people, I'm not even sure they like each other. They're getting matching tattoos. Please don't do that.
The henna's kind of fun, though, because then it's sort of like what if you had matching tattoos?
Yeah.
That's a neat idea, because that's like, what, neat. A month or something? Oh, he's having fun. That's cool.
Okay.
They're showing up good.
I'm lukewarm about this relationship.
I'm lukewarm.
Still, but...
Tepid.
Welcome. My name is Yogatan.
Shogatan.
Why is she? Oh,
I'm doing yoga.
Is that in the Yucatan? So is that what it is? Yoga in the Yucatan?
In the Yucatan.
I thought she was making fun of his name, but she's like, what the f are you saying, dude?
Never in my life have I gone on a first date to a personal yoga session and tried to open up my heart chakra.
And she thinks it's like funny. I also think that stuff is funny, so I would not be like the right person to take on this type of date. I would be so inappropriate.
They felt weird.
Girl, I couldn't stop shaking.
Me neither.
I wanted to hold your hand, but you were swinging me around.
Yeah.
Somebody else commented on his eyes.
Beautiful.
Did you leave in the thing about his eyes?
No.
Oh, they were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we spent like 5 minutes talking about his eyes. I had to cut it out. It was creepy, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Stare into them.
In previous relationships, there's been times where out of nowhere, I hurt the person I was with.
That bucket hat.
I'm sorry. They're fun-ish, but they always look goofy. And
They look
honestly,
so goofy.
he's not pulling off the bucket.
No, he doesn't.
Some people do. I think goofier people can pull off a bucket.
I also like when people have the hair, like...
Yeah, exactly. Like
that's
the long
coming
hair
out
or
the
something.
bucket, yeah.
I think like a surf bro in California kind of vibe.
I think it's so...
He's
I think
too
same
like...
thing.
I don't know. The tats and the trimmed hair, and it just doesn't work for me.
He just kind of looks like a little old lady, you know?
I think I'd choose Florfy.
Florfy. Okay, I'm not a jealous girl. I'm not threatened by that at all. I'm the one with him, not her.
And Florfy's in a relationship where she is damn happy, so
Yeah.
she's not going to be coming for Santiago.
Well, and then he said too, it was never like really that flirty. He's like, we just talked about random shit and never like got
yeah,
super
he had
deep.
a fun time. It
Yeah.
almost feels like he picked someone that was like, he had a
Not
friend
as threatening.
connection with.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This was the first time that Maria, Amelia, and I could look each other in the eye for more than 15 minutes and truly get to know each other.
I mean, to be fair, looking at other people in the eye can be kind of awkward. We've been over this. You didn't look me in the eye ever at first.
Sorry.
I didn't like dislike you over it.
If I don't know somebody, I'm not looking them in the eye.
I did catch it eventually, and I was like, why do you never look at me?
Easy, smooth. We don't have to rush.
Well, he's acting understanding here.
He seems fine.
I know. If we didn't know the future just a tiny bit, I would feel differently.
Maybe, though, that clip is after they've had some kind of argument or something.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah, because then he starts saying shitty things about people.
Yeah.
We see it. We've already seen it with the one couple.
And he said he wouldn't date someone like her, but maybe it's because there's a personality conflict.
Could be. Could
It
be
doesn't
more than physical
I assumed
appearance.
it was physical appearance, but maybe it's not.
That's true.
That was wrong of me to assume.
I love it. And you?
I do like them checking in with each other.
Yeah, that is true. There's a lot of like checking in, and that's healthy. And I like that.
This. Do you like this?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I like this. Do you like this?
That's
nice.
perfect.
I like that.
Because you're consistently checking, especially on an early experience.
Yeah.
You know, you're checking in with each other to make sure everybody's comfortable still.
Right, and
because it's not just starting an act.
They didn't ask us, but I also liked it. So.
Okay.
Seemed romantic.
What do you expect to happen tonight?
And that's also good too, because you start out. I love how open a lot of these people are talking about. Like, what do you expect?
Me too. I like this too because she's basically able to be like, if it happens, it happens, kind of. And then he knows that it's
Go with
fine,
the flow.
right?
Yeah.
If we had met outside the experiment, I'm sure I would have been interested in Julie.
I believe that.
Yeah.
They look like they would have had chemistry in person,
Yeah.
even if they'd met separately.
I won't pressure you.
I know you won't. I need to feel confident and safe, and if I don't have that, it's awful.
I feel like that's a lot more common in these shows for women to be like, I need a little bit more time. Usually if the man is like, hey, I'm not super interested, and the woman is, it's usually a dead relationship.
Which
and
is,
it's a sucky double standard.
It is. It's frustrating because I think like sometimes there are men that feel the same way.
I agree.
And I don't feel like it's unusual for women to go either way too.
I'm just wondering in the past if we've ever had a woman want sex and a man not, and then that relationship actually go anywhere on the show.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I'm going for. Is our experiences watching this.
Yeah, that's true.
But I feel like I don't know. Hopefully Ezekiel doesn't act like an asshole about it. It seemed okay.
There's just one thing to figure out.
Is her tattoo that Simpsons character
Yeah.
that says "I'm in danger" with an ice cream cone?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty sick tattoo.
Is it Ralphie or something? I'm in danger. That is cool as hell. That is a cool tattoo. I've been wanting to know what that was this whole time.
Maybe it's not his favorite type of food, but I do feel that there's a curious Robert hiding behind that shyness.
Oh, it's because he's that country boy, so he's not.
like,
I mean,
"What
it's
the
the
hell is
classic.
this?"
Not all country kids are like that, but
We'd order it, but you would eat something else.
Oh, that's cute. He's
Yeah.
basically like, yeah, you order sushi and like I'll just eat something else, which is true. I mean, you don't have to eat sushi.
almost
if you don't
every
like it.
sushi place has other options on
Yeah.
purpose,
Right.
but also because they're more
not
dynamic
everybody
restaurants.
likes it.
Yeah.
Robert, you learn fast. Now dip it.
Oh, he did it.
I mean, this is cute. She's teaching him things, and he's really receptive so far.
He's eating it too.
Yeah.
Even though he's like, no, I wouldn't want to eat this all the time. He's like,
he's diving in.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
He's probably hungry. Love is Blind's been starving him all day.
I know. Love is hungry.
Do you like spooning?
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about spooning. I don't know how much spooning's actually going to happen.
They seem to be having a good connection.
It's time for Robert to step up and take initiative to win me over.
What's up with the strobe light? Jeez. What's going on?
That's also how I like to sleep.
Is that lightning outside? They do get a lot of storms in that region seasonally.
It's so peaceful. Waking up next to Julie felt better than I expected.
That's cute. Because, yeah, I was worried about him being, like, insecure the night before, but that, like, waking up and feeling really positive and sweet, that makes me feel a lot better about the two of them. And he's saying really affirming things.
I mean, it's not something we have to do right away.
He wants sex, is what he's saying.
Well, yeah, she's very beautiful.
He's like,
and
he's saying the right thing, and behind his eyes, he's like,
yeah,
gritting his teeth. I'll wait as long as I have to.
It was a really strong start to our relationship.
I don't need the covers shaking.
Nothing will beat Couple to Throuple.
That's true.
Couple to Throuple.
That was a lot.
Which you can watch today on our channel. Holy shit.
That was a lot.
The scenes in that.
Yeah. Very explicit.
The most explicit I've seen on any show that didn't have, or maybe it did have like a worse rating than I realized.
Still a good show though.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, that was actually surprisingly good.
There's a huge difference between sleeping alone and sleeping next to you. Like, yeah.
You know, it feels like I know him from a past life.
I believe her when she says that. It feels to me like they've been together for a long time. Like they've known each other a long time, you know?
And when we got in bed, he put pillows between us. He divided the bed in half.
I do like hugging a pillow. I would like hugging you, but it gets so warm. Yeah. So I'll hug you for a little bit, and then I'll hug a pillow because I don't want to be superheated and sweating and all that shit.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Hot take. I don't love sleeping while cuddling.
Yeah.
Like I like to cuddle, and then I like to go to sleep.
I heard a bunch of people make jokes about like no married couple actually wants to cuddle, and it's like roll over and go to bed.
Hot.
Yeah.
Like I'm really warm when I sleep, and I don't want to be.
Also, if you want your marriage to last, get 2 blankets.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Oh, so good.
Nice.
Bert said he and his wife have been. He's like pretty much from night 1 we've had 2 blankets since we met each other.
It's so smart.
And they've been together for like 30 years.
You and I used to fight over the blankets. In the middle of the night, I'd pull it over to my side, and you'd be like, "I have no blanket."
Well, and I like to foot bag, which I think is just the way to sleep, the proper way to sleep, and then I like to roll into it. You know,
my feet are out.
That's so weird to me.
My feet are out. I'm too
hot.
hot.
My feet must. Well, I grew up in northern Michigan though. You foot bag or you freeze.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm a youper. It's in my blood. It's true. You foot bag.
I feel really comfortable. He's attentive and respectful towards me. And these are traits I look for in a potential partner.
Okay, so it is going well then.
Okay.
I feel like we haven't really connected yet, in a physical way.
He said he was just joking about his boner the night before.
So maybe it says she didn't want to engage physically with him, and then he's like, it's going to be a problem moving forward.
Yeah.
Why don't we take a little break, give you some time to hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to our channel, and we will run a couple of ads.
Hey there.
How are you?
Everything good? I really liked Florfie a lot. She was near the top of my list, right up until the end.
Oh, I didn't realize how long he dated Florfie.
Yeah, I don't think they showed a lot of it because it was so focused on Christina and Emily.
I didn't know what they'd look like, and after having seen them in person, I'm really not that impressed. Ezekiel is easily the most handsome.
Oh!
Ezekiel is the most handsome, in my opinion.
Yeah.
She's right.
Oh.
She's right. He is the most handsome.
I would agree with that. That was a bit of a dig.
It's a little bit of a dig, yeah.
That was a little rude, but also she's affirming that she likes the partner she picked.
Yeah. And they probably asked her, they're probably like, so how do you feel about the men now that you saw him? And she's like, meh.
I knew I would feel attracted to Robert, and I did. I didn't think he'd look like that.
It's also, normally I'd be like, why is everyone talking so much about looks? But of course they are, because they haven't seen each other, and they developed these strong connections.
And that's the point. And like you said, the producers are going to be priming their questions.
You look so happy. Really? You look really happy.
Wait,
Does she not like Emmy?
Emmy was being really nice to her. She was trying to come up and be like, it's so good you look happy.
I thought she'd been nice to everybody.
I think the most unexpected couple to arrive was Robert and Ava. especially because they didn't seem too sure that they wanted to continue until the last day.
Yeah, I think both of them just wanted to, like, continue on TV. I really just don't feel like they have the level of connection that everybody else has.
Yeah. And again, they can develop it, but...
Yeah, of course.
Some couples don't have any connection at all. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh!
She's not wrong.
She's saying exactly what we're saying.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're in it, too, so they see even more than we do.
It does sound shady, but it's true.
What'd you think she'd be
No,
like?
like bring the wall back, I thought.
Whoa, what?
What the hell? Bring
the wall back? That's
Yeah.
so rude, man.
Ugh.
That would feel horrible.
That's awful.
I walked her. Yes.
I'm not an object. I'm a person.
And this might be where some of this like subtext and like meaning of words shit is really important too. 'Cause I don't even know if they translated it the way she said it.
And I think with a little bit of patience, we can fix this.
I just don't feel like he likes her that much.
It's beautiful.
Ours too.
It's a paradise.
Honestly.
Is he checking out Julieta?
Well.
He looked her up and down.
It would be...
He looked her up and down right there.
Yes.
I was really surprised. It was great to finally meet her.
He's a dog,
He's a
dude.
dog.
He's a dog.
He's a dog.
Just listen
you're
to me.
so polite and sincere. I connect with Robert because he's so sincere.
Uh-oh. I don't like this. She did mention him very positively previously, in exclusion of all the other guys except for Ezekiel.
First, a round of applause for your engagements.
Somebody said he's like the go-to host for all reality shows in Argentina.
I mean, he's funny. Like, I like him. He's doing a good job. He brings a nice vibe.
He
I
does,
will say that.
actually. And we've talked about it. One of the reasons why we like Great British Baking Show so much, I think, is because those comedians that are going around bringing the lightness, because it's intense.
That's
people
true.
cry. People are stressed. And you have the
Yeah.
comedians bringing, like, such fun.
Right.
And then he's doing the same thing here.
Yeah.
He's a happy, smiley dude.
I feel like we've already known each other for a really long time.
I like the way she's leaning on him like this. It's just like, hey, bud. But I do that back to, like, I think your partner should be your best friend.
They seem to
I
have
do.
that.
Yeah.
Like, the ability to be, like, buds and also, like,
Yeah.
romantic.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks, every one of you here will stand at the altar.
Dios mío.
That's very short.
Yeah.
And turn your blind love dream into a lifelong reality with the partner you've chosen, or leave alone same as you arrived.
They have to really rub that in. Alone as you came. Like, no, they made friends.
Also, the reality is leaving alone is better than leaving with a shitty partner.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. As some of these people, Maria, are about to find out.
I feel so bad for Maria. I really don't feel like that is going to be good or healthy.
No.
The way he talks about her sucks. Like,
please put the wall back up. It's
I
such
know.
a shitty thing to say.
It's a really mean thing to say.
Yeah.
And it's like,
even if you mean it as a joke, like we had,
Right.
it was really like, it's hard to transition. Like, say that instead of bring me back. Like,
he's said, in my opinion, the stuff he's said has been too cruel to like want to continue. But
Sort of like I always take the lead even though we're a couple.
and then he's taking credit saying I'm the one doing everything and she's an object, basically. Like,
yeah,
I feel that.
when she's the one doing literally everything in their relationship. He literally built a pillow wall in the middle of the two of them when they went to sleep together
know.
night one. Like, I don't know, man.
Which
This is
alone
not
wouldn't
looking
really
good.
matter, but like with everything else.
Yeah.
But also I think so we say like we don't like cuddle when we sleep because we've been married for 10 years and together for
Yeah.
20. But if you just met somebody
and you made a pillow wall,
I feel like you should be a little bit like at least wanting to cuddle, especially if the other person's receptive. Because otherwise, like, I don't know, I guess like sleeping's difficult and different for everybody. But
I think making a pillow wall night one is with your fiance is not. It's not the best indicator of things to come.
it's not a green, or it is a good indicator of things to come.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You can break up.
Yesterday in bed, she rested her head on my chest and opened up to me a little more, and I was like, whoa, it was something, man.
Oh, that's cute. And that's showing affection without having to be like having sex night one. Just like being comfortable and like laying on your partner, holding hands. Like intimacy is a lot more than just sex.
Absolutely. I also like the way he talked about it too.
Yes.
Because he seemed so like happy and appreciative of like the progress they were making,
Mhm.
even though it wasn't as physical as he would have
Or
guessed.
some of the couples have.
Right.
He's treating it as a positive instead of a negative, and that says
Yeah.
a lot about him.
I think so,
like
too.
that. I like
it
that.
too.
Robert, in my opinion, is playing dumb. Those guys are the worst.
Oh.
None of the guys like him.
Yeah.
None of them like him.
You're right. Every guy on here is like Robert is an asshole.
I've always had high expectations when it comes to looks, and Maria Amelia is not the kind of woman I imagined.
Is he? Wow.
No, it's important for you to work through that.
It's important for you all to break up.
Is he saying he's not attracted to her?
Yeah, I feel like.
I owe you a hug. Thank you.
That's right. You're sweet.
Don't get jealous.
I don't know if I think like full bear hugging in swimsuits night one when your partner has already told you that they're jealous is like the best idea. And you've dated all the people, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed innocent enough, but
I agree.
it's like a little insensitive, I think.
Yeah. If it was a dude that was her friend.
Yeah.
And there was you didn't date them already.
Right.
I wouldn't be as worried, but the fact that they dated, I agree with that.
And they're in so little clothing.
Yeah.
Like if they were fully clothed, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't think anything of it, but.
Let's see how these kids look in 12 years when they turn 42. Let's see them take their shirts off.
Wow, he is very into his own looks. Okay.
You can tell just the way he shows up all the time.
I don't turn you on, and that was the reason why nothing has happened yet.
Did you say that?
What? That's not what he said.
No,
What is he
didn't.
doing?
He's putting it all on her. He's saying it's her fault. Because that's what I think.
He told them he doesn't like her physically. What is he
But he's not gonna,
talking about?
He's not going to tell her that because then he's not going to get sex.
I'm still analyzing whether it has to do with me or if it's some leftover insecurity.
I don't feel like he has a lot of insecurity, to be honest with you.
It does. He's not showing up.
Maria has never directly told me that I'm attractive. It's weird.
Oh.
I'm confused.
Oh, I'm
honestly
confused
confused.
too. What's going on?
Because
So
I feel
is
like
he
he's
insecure about it then?
Maybe.
But the way he was talking to everybody else, it was like, she isn't who I would date. I'm really, like into looks and like it's not there for me. But then with her, he's like
she doesn't
hasn't
validate
said
me,
that
which
I'm
would suck.
good looking.
He's erratic right now. I can't tell what the hell's going on with him.
Yeah.
I don't want to be overly mean, but I'm not liking it.
I mean, either.
We're both 28, vegetarians, interested in the same guy. I mean, come on, what more could you want?
Oh, so she and Florencia were very similar, like on paper.
Yeah.
Their personalities were quite a bit different, though.
I agree.
I can't imagine him with Florencia, seeing him with Florfy.
They seem super happy.
Yeah, that was the right choice, I think.
You don't like Emily?
I think Emily's an idiot. I swear I can't stand her. She's always super competitive and always wants attention. Dumbass.
Ava, what are you doing, girl?
You know that in my heart, I'm not a mean person.
I'm not a mean person after saying mean things. She brings
really
out the worst in me. Ava is giving me huge red flags. She's blaming Emmy for her own mean behavior.
I haven't seen Emmy showing up in, at least they haven't put it on camera that she's showing up bad with anybody.
That's true. I just remember her trying to come up to her and be like, hey, and then she like blew her off.
She seems very kind, very open, very gregarious.
She did hug Tom.
But Tom is not in a relationship with Eva, so if anyone has a right to be upset, it'd be Florfy, and I can't picture Florfy being upset.
And Florfy doesn't give a shit.
I like it when you cuddle with me.
You're so comfortable, and you smell so good.
That's cute.
They're cute.
I like what we're seeing. I like their connection. I think the most important thing is the way the people talk about their partners when they're talking to their pod mates.
Yeah.
And the same sex like groups.
Yes.
And he's been super positive about her.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Sex is very important in a relationship. That's why I talk a lot about self-care, about physical appearance.
He talks about sex like you can only have it if you're hot.
I spent a little time thinking about the choices that Maria Amelia is making.
What is he talking about?
He seems like he's spiraling a little bit. I think she's feeling uncomfortable because there's some weirdness with Marie. He might just put way more value on sex than she does. That is part of it, potentially. And regardless, though, I don't like the way he's talking about it, but I need attention all the time.
Well, she's a Leo, and people with that sign can be narcissists. That's a scary thought.
What is happening? Okay, what is happening? She doesn't seem like a narcissist.
Again, is that projection?
What is happening?
He's projecting all his insecurities onto Maria. Insecurity can make people do really up things.
I don't feel like any of what's happening is healthy, and I don't think it's her at all. And then he's telling her she looks beautiful, and then telling the other guys he's not attracted to her, essentially.
You're sweet.
Don't get jealous.
Who, me?
Thank you.
Okay.
I like that they're talking about it.
Agree.
But it was honestly just a hug between friends.
I like that she's addressing it with him.
To tell you the truth, I did feel a little bit jealous. I'll leave. I can always leave.
Oh.
So she's frustrated because he's not going to talk about the fact that he is jealous. And she's like, we should talk about it. And he's like, I'm not going to say anything. You got to talk about things even when it's difficult. Especially when it's difficult. You have to do things especially when they're difficult if it's the right thing.
I agree with that. And I also think, like, giving people space.
I
like,
agree.
she apologized. He doesn't have to accept it immediately.
That's true.
And giving him space to figure out how he feels about it without pushing him, I think, is also important.
Is she continuing to push him and I'm talking over it? Okay.
Because she feels bad.
Yeah.
You know?
She saw his reaction. She knows he's jealous.
Yeah.
And then, okay. That wasn't the worst
I think that's
vacation
normal.
in the world. And that conversation wasn't terrible.
People will question if what we have with each other is real. He feels he needs to have one more talk with Julieta.
Jose Luis and
That's,
Florencia?
Florencia.
I couldn't see. The camera's in the way.
No, I almost wonder if it's just that, like,
They may have done a connection out of the pods.
Yeah. And then they just meet up with everybody and they're together.
And they only had 5 couples anyway, so they easily bring in another.
Right. Did they maybe reinstate, like, the mandate for people to get married on this one?
Maybe.
Because
like make it to the end.
host said you all will be, like, going to the altar in 3 weeks. And then we saw almost everyone make it to the altar, which is very different from, like, the most recent U.S. season, the Habibi season we just saw.
Which there's apparently a mandate. This is just the talk on the town. I don't know. I don't remember if it's confirmed, but you get, like, fined if you don't make it to the end, basically.
Right.
Which forces people to continue in relationships they don't want to be in, which they apparently have repealed in recent seasons of the U.S. And I feel like that's trash.
Allowing people to break up when they want to break up is bad for TV, but good for people's mental health.
And that's what should be more important than finding drama for the show.
For sure.
But, oh, man. Oh, that's weird.
Oh, I'm confused. I don't know how to feel about any of these couples.
Well, no.
Tom and Florfy.
Tom and Florfy.
They're good.
Tom and Florfy.
They're good
there
to
we go. So
I'm not sure that they'll get married because they are both younger and both of them seem a little bit more free-spirited.
Yeah.
So will they get married? I don't know, but they're a good. They look to be a good match.
They seem like a good couple. If it was
Right.
even just a dating thing, like they seem like they'd. But nobody, very, very rarely do they keep going if they don't say yes. So.
Yeah, and then
except for Shafiq and Tunya.
That's true.
One of the only ones.
Yeah, they said no and then got married.
Yeah.
Or engaged.
They're married now.
Oh, that's cute though.
Or no, they're just
They're
re-engaged.
engaged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't. Probably unpopular opinion, but I don't think that fight between Emmy and Santi was a problem.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty normal because, like, I have felt like what she did, I've done before, where it's like, I've done something that's upsetting to you. I apologize, and then I immediately want it to be okay.
Well, that's a classic thing. That's a classic thing. And it doesn't need to be okay immediately.
No,
as long
it
as
doesn't.
Santiago or me in this instance
Right.
isn't like throwing it back at you. Just like, I'm not ready to talk about it.
Right.
And you and I have gotten to the place on this after years of practicing, of being like,
Yeah.
I will talk about it. I can't talk about it right now. I need to be
still,
settled in
though,
order to communicate it.
And it still is hard for me. And
Yeah.
even though I understand, like, okay, I have to sit in my discomfort, it's not going to be that long, you know, I'll sit in it for maybe, like, I don't know, half hour.
You've done a really
an
good
hour
job
max.
at it. Don't
But, like, just walk away and
Yeah.
be fine. But internally, oh my God, yeah, it's horrible. I hate it. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm crawling out of my skin.
Yeah.
You know? Because you've done something, and, like, what she did, I truly don't think that she meant it to be, like, offensive in any way.
But then we did talk about, like, you know, if you're going to get jealous, that's the time you're going to get a little jealous.
Yeah. I would get a little jealous if, like, you were in basically no clothes, hugging a girl in basically no clothes that you dated that was also, like, incredibly beautiful. I would definitely feel a certain kind of way about it. Like,
I think a lot of people would. I
don't think the jealousy was unwarranted. But then from her perspective, it was, like, innocent. And then she is, like, desperate to be like, please don't be mad at me. You know?
I tell you what, though, if it is innocent, and I believe her, and it wasn't intentional, and it doesn't continue happening, that's good practice for testing the boundaries of his jealousy. Because if he's a jealous person, that's perfect for what they need to go through if they're going to be able to be together.
I think he's going to sleep on it and be okay.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just hard sometimes if you want to resolve stuff right away to be with somebody that needs the space to, like, sleep on something.
And I'm asleep on it often. I gotten better at it, but I'm definitely a sleeper.
Yeah. So I don't know. That to me was like a very normal argument. I don't know how they're going to be in the future.
We still have the same problems with Santiago that we've seen here and there.
Yeah,
and we hear the translation issues and all that. Yeah, I get that.
He's a bit of a hothead, kind of.
Yeah.
And then all the other couples are poop.
Mid, at best.
At best mid.
There's some real shit going on, especially the Maria, and then
that's a bad relationship.
Robert and Ava.
Bad.
Holy shit. Those
bad
two are probably, for me, the worst relationships right now.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking clearly.
Who's the fifth one? I forget who it even is.
You got Julieta and Ezequiel.
I like them too.
I like them too. I think them and alongside Florfie and Tom are the best two couples right now.
Yeah. I think so too. I think she's just going to struggle with like also that like getting married in a short period of time because
she's intelligent,
she's protective of herself.
she has reasonable, healthy boundaries.
Yes.
And the show is not a show for reasonable, healthy boundaries.
It really is.
So I agree. I think they'd struggle to get married even if they have a great relationship.
Yeah, it's probably
because she's a smart 23-year-old.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Not that people that like fall in love on this aren't smart, but it's just she's much more, I think, like thinking with her brain and not her heart.
Yes.
As like a protective measure, which makes sense.
Agree.
All right.
Let us know what you think. Let us know what translations are wrong and where you feel like we may have missed something, or if you just disagree with us.
Totally.
We'll chat with you down below. Leave a like and then subscribe if you want to keep watching Argentina with us. We've got Ultimatum US coming out, I think, in December 4th.
December 4th, yep.
And we're going to be on time with that one. And then eventually we'll hit Love is Blind Japan. It's probably going to be end of December or early January at some point.
Yep. So if you're interested in any of that, subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow for the next Argentina episode.
Thank you.
Thanks,
bye.
Then I got it knocked, and I started going,
ridiculous.
Oh, that was a tearjerker.
Hey, we're gonna go on a cruise this summer. You should come with us.